Good morning. We are looking off to the east at our moon, our crescent moon rising. You can see it there just at the top of the screen. That's going to be, of course, working its way across the sky this morning, and then the sun rises and maybe we'll still be able to see it, but it's a really pretty view here this morning of the crescent moon in Fargo. And I mentioned this at the top of the hour here, or half hour, that we do have some cool sights to see this weekend. The Perseid meteor shower peaks, and the moon will be a new moon, so it won't interfere with our view. Let's check out what we've got going on right now. We've got temperatures that are very warm to head out and check out the moon and stars. We're looking at some 60s and even 70s, 70 degrees in Hallock and in Roseau this morning. It's 67 right now in Fargo and 67 in Grand Forks. Our wind is coming in out of the south for most places. We're looking at wind speeds up into the teens in a couple of spots, but most of us in the single digits. And visibility looks great. We've got visibility reported at 10 miles throughout much of the valley here this morning. So here's a look at your radar. We've got some showers up in the northeast that are working their way through places like Lake of the Woods, back over into the Pennington and Red Lake County areas too. And that's going to move off to the east. The clouds will sweep through with it. So we're going to see some of these clouds off to the west kind of just work their way through the valley here this morning. There'll be some sunshine in between, but a little bit more cloud cover to start off the day. Across the country, we're looking at some severe weather down in places like Oklahoma, up in Nebraska, severe thunderstorm there. So that's where most of the action's happening as far as thunderstorms are concerned today. Of course, we've got the wildfires out west, and we're going to leap over to Hawaii because that's where we've got a Category 3 hurricane. Hector is going to be trucking just south of the Big Island, bringing some big waves and some strong winds there. It will not make landfall, at least at this point. It does not look to be so, but it will be passing by to the south of there today. So a Category 3 hurricane affecting that region. Here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner for today in the valley. Much quieter than that. We're looking at those clouds sweeping through. By noon, temperatures will be into the 70s to some 80s, and heading into the afternoon, really heating up. Today's our day to hit that 90-degree mark. Not everywhere, but a few of us getting to that 90-degree mark in the valley, including Fargo, Grand Forks, places south and west too could see that number, and 80s elsewhere. Eventually, the wind does shift direction, and we're going to see it coming in out of the northwest, and that won't change a lot, but it could cool us down just slightly for tomorrow. It's still warm, still very warm in the valley, just not as hot. Looking into the late night hours tonight, temperatures still into the 70s, and heading into the overnight hours, we'll continue to see those numbers stay mild. Not as warm as this morning, some of us in the 50s tomorrow, but still an easy start to the day with some quiet weather. Heading into the later parts of your Thursday, temperatures rising by noon into the 80s, and into the afternoon we see some 80s to some low to upper 80s, kind of like yesterday's high temperatures, and a few of us getting some clouds and maybe a quick little shower passing by underneath those clouds too. Again, most of us dry, and it won't do a whole lot to help your yards out as those move through. They're not going to be heavy and long term. It's going to be a quick bout of rain, and then it moves on. Heading into late night hours tomorrow night, we are dropping into the 70s. Here's a look at your photo today, rather. We're looking at east of Fertile, Minnesota. Cindy sent this photo of a spectacular summer, she says. And here's a look at your 7-day planner. Heat building in for today, of course, some low 90s. Tomorrow, upper 80s, and then right back into some 90s for the end of the week and early weekend. Staying dry mainly until we get into next week when the heat wave breaks. So hot weather ahead, and that starts today.
Thank you, Lisa. It's almost time to send your kids off to catch the school bus. Ahead on the Valley today, how to make sure they are ready for the day with some healthy snack options.